Hey folks, welcome back to Shadow Empire. In the last episode, I didn't actually play any gameplay. I was just explaining the way that truck action points work in Shadow Empire, you know, in a sort of very basic way, and why it is that sealed roads are good if you've got very long road networks, but they're not really going to help you with short distance bottlenecks. Now, I actually just went back and looked at the manual just before I put that episode up, just to make sure that I wasn't talking crap, and I was dead right. The exact amount of action points that you get for a sealed road over a basic road is exactly +5 action points per truck. So basically what happens is these will double your range. Okay, so if you get 1 2 3 4 5 6, let's say, I think it's 5 or 6 before you start getting, actually I think it's 7, I think it's 68 action points, isn't it? And that is going to be dependent, I think, but on a few things as well. Maybe the governor is involved there. But yeah, essentially, sealed roads allowed you to go twice as far down your network without having the decay of action point. Without having the decay of actual truck points that you're losing. Okay, so like I said, the example I gave was if you've got a long way to go out to you know, between two cities, for example, like here, if Minos is your main truck station and you don't have a big one here, it's still a good idea to have sealed roads between them, because you are going to get those you're going to get less of a decay as you go further out up this direction and down this direction. So you'll lose less action points, but only do that when you need to. Basically, if you're noticing that if you've got loads of industrial points, don't worry about sealed roads. Like just get them out. If you are like playing a game like me where industrial points are actually very scarce at the start of the game, then you've got to really be careful where you put your truck stations, your action point, your sealed roads and stuff, because you're probably, you know, I used to just basically build sealed roads everywhere, and you don't need to do that. That's just a waste of industrial points. There's going to be better uses for your points than just doing that. So it's not a no-brainer that you put sealed roads everywhere. Like, there's no point here putting sealed roads down here, like, at least until you've, like I say, unless you've got like ridiculous amounts of industrial points and you haven't got anything else to spend them on. In that case, you can start putting them into, you know, to kind of squeeze out a few extra points, but you've got to think about your investment. Oh, I also, before I start playing, I also didn't answer the question about scavenging points for Droog here. So he said, would you be able to explain scavenging points and the limitations on finding fuel when scavenging is your only option? That's two different questions, but scavenging points basically are you dig them out. They're a resource basically, so you'll have them anywhere where you find these ruins icons, like this one here, Zepharia ruins. Excuse me. And you'll see here, look, we've got 3,000, so nearly 4,000 scavenging points. Every turn, your scavenging assets will deplete this resource. And for every X amount of scavenging points, I don't know how much it is, you get a certain percentage chance to find an item, or you will. This is like the resource that you're draining, and you are going to be getting, you know, from a recycling plant, you're going to be getting a certain amount of metal, a certain amount of oil, and a certain amount of rare metal. Okay, so you reduce the scavenging points by however much it reduces it by every turn. I don't know if it tells you here. I don't think it does actually. Yeah, this is one thing I'd say about the UI here. I don't think, unless I'm missing something, it doesn't actually tell you how much scavenging points it reduces by every turn. So you'll have to look in the manual for that. But basically, yeah, it's just a resource. It's depleted by a certain amount per level of the asset that you're using, and it will be the same with the scav furnace here. That's going to reduce, it's going to deplete a certain amount of scavenging points every turn, and then you're going to get something out of it, whether it's power in this case, or in the case of the recycling plant, you know, it's the resources I told you about. As for the option, hang on, let me just remember this question. What are the limitations on finding fuel when scavenging is your only option? The limitations on finding fuel when scavenging is your only option. Well, if scavenging were your only option, then your limitation for that will be the size of the asset that you can build, and the level of the asset you can build. Here, for example, we've got a recycling 2. Minos is a level 4 city, so the limitation that we would have, the limitations would be the amount of scavenging points you've got, by the size of the asset. So we could have a level 4 asset here, and that would give you Well, let's have a look. We can look at this. So the recycling 2, it's going to give you 60 fuel, 80 metal, and 20 rares. If we had level 4, it would be giving us 120 fuel per turn, 160 metal, and 40 rares. So as you can see, it's exactly twice what we got before. Now this is not one of these diminishing returns, or you know, like sorry, this does not. You don't get like loads better outputs depending on the size. So this is one of those rare ones where it's not really much more effective, I don't think. Oh, it's slightly more efficient in terms of workers. You know, in order to level these sizes up. So yeah, you pay less workers basically, but otherwise, oh no, the upkeep cost is the same. Yeah, so it really doesn't, like, usually with Shadow Empire, the way it works with assets is you want to build. It's usually more efficient to build one up multiple levels than it is to build, you know, so like a truck station 4 is going to be more efficient than building 4 times one level 1 truck station, if you follow me. It's the same with, you know, solar panels or anything like that. You generally want to build the higher levels in a single one than have multiple ones dotted around, unless you're you know, like me, and you were struggling for resources, in which case or you need to, you know, you've got 100 let's say you've got 100 resources per turn, but you've only got 50 that you can reasonably spend on building because the other 50 are being spent on ammunition and stuff. Then yeah, then it can be better to build individual ones. So that's one use case. But yeah, the other thing you've got to consider is the amount of scavenging points that it's taking down every turn. Because I don't know that number, I've forgotten it actually. I think it might be in the manual, but you've got to figure out how you know, if you've got a level 4 resource here, a level 4 asset, it's going to be taking a lot of scavenging points per turn, and you're going to get more out of it every turn, but it's going to deplete it quicker. So sometimes it can be actually better to have a trickle rather than just take everything out at once, even though usually you want as much as you can get. I mean, it depends on what you're like at budgeting, but if you're the sort of person who kind of forgets about stuff, sometimes it can, and you don't need all that oil at the start of the game, right? You know, you don't need all that metal and oil and rares. It can be better just to leave it on a steady trickle. So you're like, okay, I know that I'm getting 100 every turn, and I'm going to get those 100 every turn for like 50 turns. Whereas if you dig everything out immediately and then you go, oh, I want to buy, you know, some crazy monitor tank, you know, a battalion of monitor tanks, and that takes like 20,000 metal or something ridiculous, and then you're like, ah crap, I've got no more metal now because I forgot to budget it. So in that case, maybe you want to, you know, that might be one reason why you might want to build lower ones. But I hope that answers the question anyway, if I understood it right. Yeah, the limitations on finding things like fuel when you're just scavenging is basically the size of the asset and the amount of scavenging points you've got, and the size of the asset is based on the size of the city. Okay guys, we've done lots of explanations, so I'm going to start playing. I know a lot of you really like that kind of stuff, so, and I know some of you don't. So I apologize. I try to please everybody if I can. Okay, let's see what happened in the last turn. So we are entering a decade of corruption. This is going to suck. So we're going to end up with, we're going to get people siphoning money off from our cities. Okay, so we made a promise. Successful delivery on a demand. The total of your private assets is at 37 levels, and that's higher or equal than we were promised to the Republican Knights. That's good. We researched guided RPG. That's even better. And we discovered a model rocket launcher. And we've got the Grenadier Infantry Army, which is going to be an RPG formation. And then we've got a bunch of cards as well. Okay, so this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Let's have a look at our... let me just... There we go, look. Just turn on this indicator here. This indicator shows you the borders of your... the hexes outside of your territory. It kind of like shades them, look, so it kind of helps you. That's the 5 key. That kind of helps you figure out where it is that you've where you've moved before. You can also turn on the supply indicator as well. It's going to do a similar job. I think what we're going to do is we're going to move these guys back down this way now. We want to be pushing down into this territory. Let's see what our supply like is here. Okay, those guys can push down there. We've got the 3rd Infantry. I think we're going to move these... Oh, we're getting quite close, look, to his... Ah, we've cut their supplies now. We've not got enough recon on this hex to see what's in that food production area. Let's get some guys on this way. I'm gonna move the HQ down here too. Okay. Now these we didn't build any howitzer gun tanks, did we? No, I think we just had the lion hunters. That was right. These guys are an all-out attack. Okay, there's no, that doesn't help our tanks at all. Let's just move in and just see if we can destroy some of these Okay. Okay, we did manage to kill something, but only these Kubelwagen 2s. I don't know what those guys were like. I guess they might have been an older model. They look like an older model. Okay, let's just get our supply. Yeah, we've got plenty of supply here. I feel that we've got a little. Hold on. No, we don't want to invade those guys. Okay, they're not going to attack us, I don't think. Let's just have a look at. Okay, yeah, they're nomads, and they're at 41%. Sorry, they're at 41 relations. I don't think they're going to attack us. Looks like they've actually they've surrounded a Braunband unit here. That's quite funny. Okay. Grenadiers 5. They got grouse rifle and combat armor. Ooh. Okay. They're going to wreck us in combat. They're going to wreck us. If they do decide, they're pushing back at the moment, but we're getting quite close to their zone. Bonshausen. Yeah, I think if they attack us, they're actually going to kill a lot of troops. Okay, these guys have got no movement points. That's interesting. Let's just leave those as they are. Let's just turn off that ugly overlay. What else have we got here to do? We're going to bring some more of those RPG troops down. I think I'll bring some of them up this way as well. I would not be surprised if these guys have got some tanks. Now, do we get a recon point reduction? I don't think you do you? You get an action point reduction and attack penalties. Let's just see what we can see here. Oh, these guys are on charge, look. That's interesting. Oh, they got Gauss rifle and combat armor. Yeah, we are really, really far behind with our models. I think what we've got to do very quickly is get us a combat armor model up. I don't think we've got that yet, have we? See, for you guys, oh yes, I do. I got the line troops 5. Okay. All right. By the way, I just do this for my own quick passing, you know, to change these. I don't really use these a whole lot in the game mechanics, to be honest. Let's just hide the obsolete here. We should probably obsolete the carbine and envirosuit now at this point. The gas-powered carbine, though, they are still going to be quite useful. I think I'll leave those on low, and the reason being is because they're going to be nice garrison troops, and they're not going to use much ammo. We could eventually switch them out for a combat armor with gas-powered carbine, depending on whether I've got the industrial, you know, whether I've got the field testing points, whether I've got the bureaucratic points to be able to do so quickly and efficiently. Let's get rid of these guys now. I think they probably... actually, we should wait. I'm just trying to look at my what models we've got. Let's have a look at this thing. Oh, that was a bad model. Okay. We got the PK gun. This was a little 60mm gun that we just built. I just bought that out because I didn't really have much else to get. The Angels 2 with the Gauss rifle and padded armor. Let's have a look at those guys. Okay, the structural design's kind of crap. Oh, these are a bad model. I think I should remake these. Weapon design's 99, but the armor's 72. Like, this is not very good. So they're going to have quite low hit points. Look, they're not much better than the other ones. Okay. Got the Lion Hunters 2. 60mm. Okay, these were just a... Okay, these are better. Look, they've got a better engine. Not much better though. Combat performance-wise, they're not changed. Just a slightly better. They got a better engine basically. They're going to be slightly. Their operating cost is probably going to be a little bit less, maybe. Nah, it's exactly the same. So yeah, okay. So Lion Hunters and Lion Hunters 2 are basically the same. Alright. I think everything else we've seen. I'm hoping we can try to hold off one of these regimes. We're not at war with these guys, but I think let's see if we can play some cards to try to keep them off our backs. I need to deal with the ones in the south first. We can give them some credits.
Understood.
Critical failure. They kept the credits and sent back the head of our messenger. Oh dear. So that's pissed them off. That was really unfortunate. Okay, they might attack us now. After our diplomatic faux pas. Okay. Yeah, the thing is, what we do need to do for pretty quickly, I think, is get. I think here now. Now I'm thinking about it. We do have to resupply our units. Not resupply. We got to basically get them. This is going to be expensive to get sealed roads up here, but I think it's worthwhile. The reason being now is because we've got to get combat armor and Gauss rifles out to these frontline troops. I think we need to do that pretty damn quick. I'm going to do it to these guys first because these are likely to be attacked first, I think. So let's get the 3rd Infantry, and is that the 2nd? Or is it the 1st and the 3rd? I can't remember which one the black. Yeah, it was the 2nd and the 3rd. So let's go to Line Troops 3 and Line Troops 4 here. And we want to go to Mass Upgrade, and we want Line Troops 5. It's going to be expensive.
Aye, aye, sir.
Okay, well, that was only 400 troops. Okay, looks like we can't get. Again, let's get the sealed roads down this way, just so we got some more truck action points going down this way. Might even be worth upgrading. Oh, we're starting to get workers in here now. Look, we're building a hospital and a bureaucratic office. Now, I don't know if you remember in the last episode, I was talking about. You know, you sometimes you want to use traffic lights to send more trucks points down a certain direction, and I think we're going to probably start doing stuff like that now. Let's do that. I'm going to get rid of that there, that traffic light there. We want to be sending more truck points down this way, and any extra any extra kind of like routes we want to be cutting off. So let's just cut those off apart from pull. What that means is the pull points. Anything that needs action points they'll assign logistics points to the pull system. The pull system will then pull the necessary points out. Theoretically, it doesn't always quite work like that along those routes, but it means it's not sending any extra logistics points. You'll see next turn we're going to get about 400 logistics points down here. I'm not quite sure how many we used. Yeah, I mean we used a fair amount. 78 is saying initial points, so we're going to get, so next turn we're actually going to get like hopefully over 4 times the amount of points down here. We do need to upgrade these troops pretty quick, I'd say. Also, you guys, this HQ, we really need to get this out. I'm gonna move those down by the strategic move here. One thing we could do is, we have got plenty of metal and industrial points. We don't have that many troops. We could try to save up, you know, try and get some troops out quick and then make another brigade. And then we can cycle one of these brigades back and we'll bring a new brigade in. The only thing is that we get an inexperienced brigade then on the front line. These guys are going to push back on us soon. I wonder if we can... They're probably a little bit more likely to be friends with us, this one here. Although we are cutting off their logistics points. They probably will attack us, I think. However, again, we've got like plenty of terrain, look, to defend over. 2 brigades defending this could probably defend for a while, even with the weaker weapons. We do need combat armor though, pretty fast as well. Okay, let's have a look at the decisions. Oaks wants to execute relative, enforcement and heart. They like this decision, and I want to keep people happy. So yeah, let's just do that. Not going to hurt going into enforcement here.
Yes, sir.
I'm pleased to hear you agree. Economic Council task priorities. Let's just no change that one. Military Research Council research objective. Side skirts is going to be good. Also, turboprop engine would be pretty good. Although I'd rather have the Air Force Council for that stuff. Side skirts is probably going to be the best thing to get here. We also need radiation filters. That one's going to come out fast, so let's get that one first. Radiation filters, because we're going to need them. We've got radiation like all around this direction. Speaking of which, we haven't done much exploration to these people. It's another thing. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't understand why you're not exploring east. Okay, the reason why I wasn't able to explore east was because I just did not have the troops or logistics or anything, basically, to do so. Look at those guys. Kill some of these irregular tanks. I wasn't able to. There was no way I could hold this line and send troops out this way. We've got a little bit more options now, I'd say. Looks like that water. Somebody pointed that out. We might actually lose that water place. Okay, we're at war with these guys. Let's get out. Oh, I can't really get a brigade because I don't have enough troops. Let's get some bikes, I think. Let's raise a formation kind of out this direction. And we'll get some motorcycles. Some of these new ones. See if we can get another one as well. Okay. Just a couple of independent bikes. They'll what we use those for is just kind of like quickly pushing territory back. Yeah, we're at war with these guys as well. We should. I think we should be all right here. I do want a brigade. I don't want to use too many troops because I do want a brigade out as soon as we can. Anyway, guys, that's gonna be most about it for this turn. I'm hoping we don't. That diplomatic blunder there might have cost us in a big way. We'll see. We might be okay. We might be okay. Let's make sure we've got enough local pickup to get to these roads. Yes, we have. I do want to be able to upgrade these troops. Let's see if we can get any of them up to line troops 5. Yeah, we can get some of them, look.
Aye, aye, sir.
Okay, 1,900. So we are getting some of the line troops 5, look. Got some line troops 3 here to upgrade.
Aye, aye, sir.
Okay, we got a whole bunch of those dudes as well. Okay, that's good. So we've got the line troops 5 up now. These guys have got Gauss rifle and combat armor. They're going to be on a similar level to these dudes now, I think. They got 370 hit points and 151 soft attack. Yeah, they're better in soft attack than us, but they're not going to be very good in against attacking into us anyway. Let's just move these anti-tank guns up. Yeah, we need another brigade up here too. But we don't have a whole lot of recruits. That's the problem. Now, one of the things we could do is we could incorporate Neris. The problem is that doing that will. I'm trying to remember the exact penalties that you get for incorporating too soon. I think, yeah, a regular or incorporated zone is fully integrated into your regime. An unincorporated zone does not impact your regime levels, pays much less tax, and keeps its local culture. So, if this was a weird, kind of like culture that had some weird, units, I don't know. I can't think of an example, but let's say we took over they might have like some weird like tanks or something. You can actually get those as your militia if you keep them unincorporated. I don't really think that's a big thing. Excuse me. The other thing is, of course, is that it doesn't impact your regime levels. So, for example, if this has got crappy civilization scores and you incorporate it, all of a sudden your whole happiness is going to go down, right? Because now your culture is considered to be like barbaric again. So you really want to build the assets up first if you can before you incorporate them. That's why you do that. I think that was the reason. Something like that anyway. Alright guys, I think we're good. And I'll end the turn. Okay, we killed 100 infantry and we lost 400 infantry. Let's see what happened here. Okay, we didn't get invaded by anybody. There must have been a battle on the front line here, I reckon. Let's just check. Let's just go to the next battle. Okay, yeah. Oh, those guys attacked these. Okay, so that was Brown Bond attacking these neutral faction, or the minor faction. Okay, they attacked us here, and they killed 200 line troops. So yeah, this is why they've got better troops here. Okay, the airstrike. Look, oh, they airstriked us here. That's interesting. And these militia bikers tried to break out of this encirclement. They did actually manage to move back because we weren't covering them in that area. Let me just have a look. Sorry, let me just come out of this now. Okay. So, this turn. Let's see what we've got to do decision-wise. National budget allocations. I'm going to leave this as it is, just for the time being. Minor worker strike in Minos. I'm going to pay them off. They will keep doing that if you keep paying them. The problem is they never have enough. By the way, just before I ended the last turn off screen, I actually sent a bribe to these guys and it failed. It didn't critical fail like these guys, but it was a normal failure. So that was a bit of a problem. Okay, looks like we've only got 91 points down here. That's interesting. Got a bit of a bottleneck here. Okay. So I think what we do here, we try to increase the size of the asset of the truck station. I think that's what we've got to do here. We need a bigger truck station. And I mean, really, I'd probably build a truck station down here as well. The only problem is you get administrative strain doing that if it's out past six hexes. Alternatively, you could build a supply base. The supply base would give you some truck action point bonus points, basically. So it adds more truck points on, but it doesn't just inflate your truck action points. It just gives you these what's called bonus points, which are used as well. Yeah, the logistics system's kind of complex. Let's get these guys around the back here, and we're going to try and take out these troops. I don't know if we'll be able to do it, but let's see what happens. Yeah, looks like we got him. Okay, so that's some nomads defeated. Oh, we have got a bottleneck here. Look. Yeah, I thought so. So we do need to. I think we need to increase the size of the truck. One of these truck stations. It's probably this one. The problem is the refocusing penalty we'll get there will be kind of big. In which case, we might be better off increasing the size of this one instead. This is actually part of Minos itself. Still not got enough workers. That seems to be an issue too. That's because our worker happiness isn't very high. Actually losing troops, look. I think population. I think the reason is that a lot of them are going to be going to Neris. 15,000 workers left to seek their happiness elsewhere. Okay. So yeah, we're actually losing troops. Or population increased 1,500 because workers leaving public employment. Okay, so they actually went back into the populace. They didn't just leave the zone completely. Yeah, like the populace is going up by 900 a turn. Here, we're actually losing 400. That's not good. So we need to raise quality of life, guys. That's something we've got to do. I think over the next few turns, I probably want to be focusing quite heavily. Firstly, on upgrading these troops on the front line. Let's move these guys back. I don't think we need to. I don't know. Actually, I quite like the idea of pushing in and taking their stuff. What's this? This is solar panels. Well, we are at war with them. Let's just. I'll sacrifice that troop and put those guys on there. We're probably gonna lose them, but I want to damage them. Yeah, we probably won't. I don't know if we'll lose them, but they might attack them to try and push them back off. I think what we'll do is I'm going to bring these guys up onto the front line. Maybe I'll just keep those guys there. They need to replenish. Yeah, we can't do that because we do not have enough logistics. Yeah, this might be quite difficult. This might be quite difficult to hold on to. Let's start making these troops fall back, I think. Yeah, those tanks are no good at this job. They're not designed to do this job. So we're going to bring those guys back here. Now, that is a food asset. That would hurt them if I took. But we don't really have the troops to be able to defend if we do so. And yeah, I don't want to lose a lot of troops. Like, I don't mind sacrificing a couple of hundred, but you don't really want to sacrifice 900. And they could potentially kill those. Let's get these guys back down here too, along with the HQ. Alright. Yeah, everything on this line, front line looks okay. I will bring these anti-tank guns up. They got supply? Yeah, they got supply. Some more RPGs up this way. Okay, and we got some bikes. Now, yeah, you can probably use the bikes. We've got enough fuel, I think. Okay, that's looking better. Yeah, we're kind of getting to the limits of where we can push out this way now without more troops. We want more bikes and stuff to push out, but you kind of need more troops to be able to encircle and defeat these infantry. And you could send tanks out, but my priority is kind of stabilizing my nation. I really need. I think the priorities I've got are, firstly, increase these guys. Like make sure that they are a better model. In order to do that, we need to get more logistics points out this way, which means we probably need to upgrade the truck station. Sorry, it's logistics. Yeah, we probably need to upgrade the truck station here.
Yes, sir.
Then we need to make sure that we probably want to upgrade this truck station here too. Yeah, it's logistics again, isn't it? Let's get more trucks up. Yeah, you do get a refocusing penalty, but it's going to be less. It's less meaningful if we've got a bigger station here, basically, because we're going to be pushing out just more truck points. The sealed roads is going to help get the you know, these further truck stations to carry their trucks further. We've got plenty of industrial points, haven't we? So let's just get some more roads down that way. Might do the same with these guys. Let's just get some. Yeah, we can afford the industrial points going out like this, I think. I am actually going to put the sealed roads out that way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'd probably start getting some action point loss on that. Okay, that's looking okay to me. We've got a metal mine 1 here. We also want to upgrade that. The problem is that we can't upgrade everything all at once. Yeah, I think that truck station wants to come soon. I might actually just drop down this solar panels. Biofuel should go up next turn. We're going to get a lot more fuel. Then we're going to probably be getting less food. So as you can see, this kind of cascading stack of priorities, you know, or this, it's kind of like a domino effect, I guess. Like the more biofuel you're building, then the more food you need, and then the more troops you need, the more food you need. But in order to get more food, then you need more people, and you need more people, you know, you need more money, and blah 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 blah. So we've got to kind of be a little bit careful. This is going to be a difficult game to win, guys, I'm not going to lie, because we are way behind the enemy, I think, in terms of technology, or at least we're kind of behind it. This front line's looking a little bit weak as well, just because we don't quite have the troops that I would like. I don't think we've got the best troops here. I'm wondering if I push these guys out this way, it might discourage them from... And we put these tanks down here. Yeah, something like that. I think the hit points on these tanks is enough that I don't think even Gauss rifles would get through. Oh no, they would, look. Yeah, Gauss rifles would wreck those guys. Oh no, they wouldn't wreck them, but they would be dangerous. So let me just show you what I mean. They've got 130. Oh, they've only got 70 hard attack actually, so they're not going to wreck them. But they'd still, yeah, you'd still want to be a little bit careful because they've got lower hit points versus infantry. Anyway, folks, I think we're about good to go there. Not much more I can do on this one. Have we got any more? Can we propose peace with these guys? No, we need relation at least 25%. We need an overture card. We don't have that. We will start getting stuff like that. We could try and gift credits again. The problem is that the difficulty is quite high on it.
Understood.
Failure. Okay. All right. We've got plenty of credits though, so I'm not worried about that. Let's send some spies down to Brandbond here.
Yes, sir.
Critical success. Let's get some into this one as well. Okay, critical success again. 2 good rolls there. What's our income tax level at the moment? How do I find that? Oh yeah, it'll be in the Treasury cash flow overview. Okay, we're only at 20%. We're not going to get a whole lot more by increasing it to 30. What are we losing a turn? We're losing, yeah, we're losing 600s. Okay. Yeah, we would get a little bit more. The problem is when you start doing that is people are less happy, obviously, because they're being taxed more. And actually, at the moment, I'm more bothered about... Mind you, the population happiness is pretty high, look. This is interesting. Now, I know I've seen some people on some of the forums like, oh, just put the income tax straight up to like 100, like 50. That doesn't work. I don't know where that's come from. Maybe it works if you play in a certain way, but like, if you put your income tax up too high, they don't get any private, they got no money for the private economy. That said, they have built a lot of stuff here, and then what are they building now, just out of interest? They're not building anything. They're saving their money by the looks of it. Okay, so they're saving about 100 a turn. That's interesting. I wonder how much they need to go up to the next level of asset. I mean, really, what you're doing is when you're taxing people more is you're trading their ability to build assets themselves to improve the civilization score, you know, and quality of life, through quality of life. You're trading that really for getting more cash. I think in this game, when we've got things like, look, I can sell 20 metal, 200 metal, look, and get 16 credits each for them. So I'm not worried about. I'm not going to be taxing my people. It's just for the extra 50 credits or 30 credits or something I'm going to get per turn. I'd rather just sell the metal. That's probably going to be a better idea. By the way, for those of you who heard me ruminating on whether this card here is too much, where was it? Peripheral mining. It looks like Vic agreed, because in the very recent patch that just came out, he's nerfed this. It's not nerfed it very heavily, but it gives you less reserves now, and you lose more efficiency, especially if you've got if you play it like on a level 9 asset, you've got like a 90% chance to lose another level. And if you at level 8, you got an 80% chance and that kind of thing. So actually, you can lose a lot more levels now. I don't know if it keeps going, so I don't know if it'll go down from 11 to 8 to 7 to 6 to 5. You know, I'm not quite sure if that's how it works, but you can certainly lose more level, you know, at ease of access levels. For those of you who don't know, the higher the level, the easier it is to mine, and therefore you get more metal out per turn. If it's a low level, it's really hard to get. So you might have a very high number of, you know, might have a high amount that you can potentially get, but you'll get less out per turn. You can actually look at that by clicking on the metal mine. Look, so difficulty of mining results give a modifier of -10%. That's because it's level 8. This one. If it was level 7, it would be you'd get even less, basically. All right, guys, I'm going to end the episode here. I hope you enjoyed the series, and I will catch you next time. Take care.